Hello everybody, a very warm welcome to my channel. I hope you've had a great week or so since we last met. If you are new here, my name's Alison. I'm a 50-something witch living in Chesterfield in Derbyshire in the United Kingdom, and I'm here to talk about all things witchy, witchy lifestyle, a bit of mundane lifestyle, and all the things that bring us joy. And this week is an especially joyful occasion because we're celebrating Lammas, which is the first harvest of the year. And traditionally this is a time when we celebrate the first harvest, all things grain related, so bread making, beer making, all that good stuff. And we also traditionally think about and consider the goals that we set for ourselves earlier in the year and reflect on those goals and see if they are starting to bear fruit for us. I certainly hope that's true. If you've been working on any goals or aspirations this year, and I really hope that they're starting to bear fruit for you now and that you're getting the results you want. And I've been busy this week. I've been, as well as working full time, I've also been having Lammas celebrations of my own and a few little activities that I've been filming for you, and I hope you're going to enjoy those. And yeah, I will see you at the end of the video and we'll talk a little bit more about what we've seen. And yeah, let's get started. At the beginning of the week, I spent some time in the wheat field close to where I live. I was wanting to gather some wheat for my Lammas altar. It's been so hot here in England for the last week or so, and it was lovely to spend time in this field where there wasn't a breath of wind, but I was so happy to be there amongst these golden crops that are almost ready to harvest, and there wasn't a breath of wind. It was so hot, but it was just lovely to be in this wide space just watching the work of the goddess. It was just wonderful. I was so happy to actually get some wheat, and I've got the little bunch that's now on my altar, and I will save that until next year, and no doubt I will find some lovely little craft projects to work on with it. I was really pleased to get some. Good morning everyone. I've come for a drive up to one of my favourite places, and if you've been with me for a while you'll know that this is Sutton Scarsdale Hall, out in Derbyshire, not very far from where I live. There's several reasons I've come up here today, which I will explain in more detail when I get out of the car, but for the time being I've got my coffee, large latte if anybody's interested, and I've got a croissant, which counts as bread. Yeah, good. So I'm gonna enjoy those for a few minutes, then we're gonna have a little wander and I'll explain what I'm doing here. One of the reasons I'm back here today in this lovely place is because for the last 9 years the hall has been under renovation by English Heritage, who manage the property. It's been completely fenced off. You haven't been able to get in, and I've been really sad about that, but I've been waiting for this day when their work here is done. They've been working on shoring up the ruin and making it safe, and the fences are down, and I'm so happy to be able to be here today, having a look inside it again after it's almost 9 years. I'm absolutely thrilled to bits, and we haven't got long today unfortunately, but I will take you for a little walk inside so you can see just how lovely it is. and how special it is, and then I'll explain to you the other reasons why I'm here today as well. Come on, let's walk inside, and I'm so happy to be able to do this today. I'm so happy. It's been such a long time and this place means so much to me, and to be able to do this again is just an absolute thrill, and I'm so privileged to bring you with me to have a look at it and to enjoy this magnificent building. Wow. I've actually got goosebumps. I'm just so happy, and I can see the work that's been done and how lovingly the stonemasons have worked on this amazing building to make it safe again. And it's been so long since I've been in here, and I'm just absolutely thrilled to be back. The last time I was in here there were rocks falling and it was really dangerous, but now it's safe again and ready for a whole new generation of visitors to enjoy. And I can see why the original owners had this place built, because the view from up here, when you walk through the rooms, is just amazing. Imagine waking up to this every morning. This beautiful weathered stone. It's looking fantastic. It's just looking so good, and I'm so glad to be here again. I really wish I'd got a drone actually, so that I could show you what it looked like from above. Maybe that's something that I'll put on my wish list. So I've walked outside the hall now, and this is the spot where I come every year to greet the winter solstice that I've mentioned before, because the view to the east is just incredible. And I love it here. And I've been gifted a feather. Thank you so much. I'm going to take this home. So beautiful and unobstructed by the fences. Absolutely stunning, and what a beautiful day to see it in its absolute glory. So lucky to be here. I mentioned before that one of the reasons that I love this place so much is because I can see the seasons happening up here, and that's never been more true than right of this moment, because the fields are being harvested as we speak, in fact, and I can see the wheel turning. I know that might be difficult for some people to understand, but I can actually see things changing and things moving on. And one of the reasons that this is really important to me at the moment is because in the UK at the moment we're going through a horrible time, and I don't know if where you are what's been happening in the UK this week has been in the news, but we've had an awful week. And basically what happened was that on Monday 3 very young girls were murdered at a summer holiday dance club by an absolute stranger, a random guy who took it upon himself to just go and attack these beautiful defenceless children where they should have been safe at a Taylor Swift themed dance club where they were going to dance, do yoga and make bracelets. Now it doesn't get any more innocent than that, and these children were murdered and 9 other people, including 5 other children, were critically injured, and most of them are still in hospital. And it's just been an absolutely terrible time for the town of Southport where this happened, and everybody is feeling it, and the grief is terrible for these poor innocent little children. But then, to make matters worse, what's happened is that the tensions in this country that have been bubbling under for quite a while have suddenly blown up, and we've got a situation now where there's widespread rioting in major cities in this country, and the police are under attack, mosques are under attack, different cultures are under attack, and this has been the case pretty much every night this week, where these riots have broken out and hundreds of people are involved. And as if the people of Southport are not struggling with enough, these awful people are using this as an excuse to just for violence, and everybody is just so sad for these lovely people who are known for their hospitality and kindness in the northwest of England, and our hearts just go out to them. But there is no place in this country for this thuggery. We've got to unite and be a united people. We're called the United Kingdom, and at the moment we're anything but, and it just makes me so sad. And I know that this is a really, really long-winded way of getting to the point of saying the reason I'm here is because this is where my head clears. This is where I kind of put things in order, and I know lots of people have places like that where they can do that. This is my place. I'm watching the harvest being brought in, and I can feel myself starting to calm down. I'm feeling really emotional, I'm feeling really distraught, but I'm so happy to be here. I feel grounded and I feel safe, and it's such an important place to me, and I'm sending up so many wishes for the people of Southport and the families of the children and the 2 teachers who were seriously injured. And that's why I'm here, and that's what I wanted to share with you today. So much about this visit is making me feel better today, and one of them is that I'm now able to get really close to one of my very favourite trees. Have you got a favourite tree? I think most of us have. Now, when the work here first started, the trees weren't within the perimeter of the fencing that was put up, and I was still able to visit it, but as work progressed, the fencing extended and the trees were surrounded by the fencing, and I couldn't get near this tree. And it's been years, by my reckoning, it's been at least 6 years since I've been able to stand near this tree, and I love it. It's beautiful. I love the way it splits into 3. I just think it just reminds me of the maiden, mother and crone because of the number 3. And whenever I come up here, I always leave a little offering for this tree, and I haven't been able to do that. I've been able to leave one outside it, but I like to actually leave one in the tree itself. So this is the first time in years I've been able to do this, and I'm just so happy. It's such a small thing, but I'm just so glad to be able to do this, and I'm going to do that now. So here's the little offering I've brought. I've brought some wheat and some rosemary from the garden and some lavender from the garden, and it's tied together with string that will biodegrade. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you this. It's the most obvious thing ever, but if you leave an offering anywhere, the idea is that it will break down and become part of the earth again. So don't leave aluminium tea-light cases, for goodness sake. You know, don't leave bits of plastic, don't leave, you know, kids' toys. Just, you know, think about what you're doing. I'm certain that anybody watching this channel doesn't need telling that that's a thing, but you know, I've seen all sorts of things left and it just breaks my heart. But I get that people want to leave offerings for deity or for nature, but you know, be careful about it. And there you go, sweetheart. I'm so glad to be back, and I'm so privileged to be able to spend this time with you today. It's been such a long time. Welcome to our kitchen. I'm just about to start making some bread for my lovely guests who are coming for Lammas lunch tomorrow. And I'm using this Wright's mixed grain bread mix. I absolutely love this. Not sponsored in any way, just to mention that. But this is brilliant because all I need to do with this is add water to it, and then I can start bashing it about, which is the best bit of bread making. So I'll crack on with it. I'll show you what I'm doing with it, and then we'll have a look at it when it's finished. So all I need to do with this is add this mix to my bowl. And then just add 300 mils of lukewarm water. And then I just need to mix this for 5 minutes until it forms a dough. And all the while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about gratitude and how lucky I am, and how I just hope that everything that's happening at the moment in this country, I just want it to bring us together, you know. I'm just gutted about what's going on, and I just wish there was some way that we could change things. And I just think that the only way we can do that is by continuing to be a force for good and just being the best we can be at every opportunity. And I know that sounds really fluffy, but I just don't think there's any other way. And while I'm doing this, I'm really thinking about all these things and putting all my intent into this bread. And it's a small act, but big things start with small acts, don't they? So let's hope that things get better soon. From one little loaf to another. George, hi sweetie. So the bread's been resting for about half an hour now, so let's have a look at it and see. It needs to have doubled in size before it goes in the oven. Oh yeah, I think that's definitely ready, so I will put it in. My loaf is done and it looks and smells absolutely fab. I've really enjoyed baking this, and I can't wait to taste it tomorrow. Let's hope there's some left by then. I was really happy to get the wheat from the field the other night, because I wanted it for my altar, and I think it looks really pretty, and I'm going to keep it until next year now. I'll use it in some craft projects and other bits and pieces, but I was so happy that I managed to get hold of some. So yeah, here's my altar. It's quite simple. I've kept the gold base cloth from my midsummer altar, and obviously I've added more seasonal bits and pieces. So of course in the middle there are sunflowers, my favourite flowers anyway, absolutely love them, but I just think they give the altar a really bright cheerful energy. And I'll take you around for a look at everything else that's on there. At the front of my altar is one of the little decorations that I made myself, and I've had these on my Etsy store, and I was really proud of how they turned out. I think they look really pretty. And there are some corn dollies that I made myself. I've only ever made a few because honestly they're much harder than I thought they'd be. The wheat is really difficult to work with, but I'm very proud of them. And there's another one round at the back. There's my picture of the goddess Ker, who resides over my altar, the goddess of the harvest. And up at the back is a lovely new incense burner that I treated myself to last week when my channel hit 2,000 subscribers. I thought I'd just buy something to mark the occasion, and I love it. I think it's really pretty and I'll treasure it forever. It's a marker of a very special little achievement, I thought, and I bought it from Curious Goods. You might have seen it on the video that I did a couple of weeks ago. So round the back of the altar is my little ancestor tree. This has a home on my altar all year round now, and I love it. And as Samhain approaches, this will move front and centre of the altar. And there's my antlers on here that I love, as you know. And this is the abundance card from the Goddess Dreams Oracle by the lovely Wendy Andrew. I love that deck so much, and I love this card in particular. It's beautiful. So here's the other corn dolly that I made. It's the same design as the other one. It's very simple, and I've done some work in my book of shadows, which I'll show you in more detail in a minute. And there's always a bee on here. At any point of the year you'll find a bee on my altar. And my lovely salt lamp, again, is giving the altar a beautiful warm glow, like the setting sun on a summer's evening. Round at the front of the altar there's some citrine, a beautiful sunshiny stone, and my little skull. Again, I always feature a skull on my altar. Particularly in this case, it's because I'm marking the fact that the harvest is the beginning of the death of the year. And I know that sounds really morbid, but it isn't. It's a season of change and something that we need to embrace, and I'm fine with it. It's, for me, it's a symbol of new beginnings and the wheel constantly turning. And I treated myself a couple of weeks ago to this beautiful Seasons of the Witch Lammas Oracle. I bought the Letha one last month, and I love it. It's the first one in this series that I've ever bought, and this set is absolutely gorgeous. I'm still trying to get over how beautiful it is. Every detail is beautiful. I'm going to spend more time working with it. I only opened it on Lammas itself, and I haven't really had much time to spend with it, but it's absolutely lovely, and I'm really looking forward to spending time with it between now and Maybon. So if you've got this deck, please tell me what you think of it, and if you're enjoying it and how you're using it. I'm really keen to know more about that, so please do tell me. So yeah, in my book of shadows, which we've spoken about before, I spent some time on Thursday evening thinking about gratitude and everything that I'm thankful for, especially in view of the fact that this has been, as I've mentioned earlier, a horrible week in the United Kingdom, and I tried to focus on everything that's good in my life, and I'm so grateful for the life I've got. I'm so thankful for everything that I've got, and you know, we don't live extravagantly, we don't We don't, we don't want to live extravagantly. It's not who we are. But we do live, I think, considering everything we've got going on, I think that we live really well, and I wouldn't swap my life for anything. And I'm so happy to be who I am and to have the life I've got, and I never want to lose sight of how lucky I am. And one of the things I did was print off this lovely digital download from Etsy that was literally a couple of pounds. I loved the feeling of it. I loved the bright colours, but also the black background. I thought that that was really, really nice. And the fact that we're reflecting on what we've harvested this year, and the work we've done, was something that really spoke to me, because I'm so proud of how far I've come this year, in lots of ways. And I decided right at the beginning of the year that this was the year that I stopped apologising for taking up space in this world and decided to get myself out there. I decided it was now or never, and I had no expectations whatsoever for my YouTube channel, for example. I just knew that I wanted to get it out there, and I just knew that I wanted to be a voice, especially for older witches. And I also wanted to get my actual craft out there, as in the things that I make and produce for other people. And so I set up my little Etsy shop, which at the beginning was a nightmare. It was not happening. It was not fun. I had a lot of problems with it. But now it's starting to happen. I've had quite a few sales and I'm really enjoying it. And if you are one of the people who have bought something from me, either on Etsy or have approached me outside of Etsy and bought something from me, thank you so much. I am so grateful. And I'm so grateful to everyone who is here. And I know I keep banging on about it, but I really am so thankful to everybody who's been with me on this journey, and having you here means so much to me, especially in difficult times that we're living in. And you're a great source of comfort, and I'm so grateful. And I hope that what you've harvested so far this year has been a success, and the plans that you put in place, I hope that they've really borne fruit for you. And I wish you a really, really happy Lammas season. I've really enjoyed sharing what I've been up to this week, and even though this week's been marked with a horrible series of events that I've already mentioned here in the United Kingdom, that's been very much at the front of my mind, and everything I've done has been touched by these awful events. And I felt that it was really important to mention what had been going on earlier in my video, because one of the things that I promised that I'd always try and do on my channel is to show real life. And I don't try to put a polish on anything. I want you to see what my real life is like, and I want to talk about the things that touch my life and affect my life. And I don't want to hide anything from anybody. I want to be as real as possible. And that's why I felt it was really important to talk about what had been going on. And I've enjoyed what I've done this week. I've especially enjoyed this afternoon, which is Sunday, because I've had my lovely friends, who I regard as sisters, over for Lammas lunch, and we had a lovely few hours together, and it was so special to be with these wonderful women. We don't get to see each other very often because we're all so busy, but when we do get together, it's really special, and I'm so thankful for them. And for other friends who I share my life with, I'm so very lucky in so many ways. And I think, if nothing else, this season has come at the perfect time, because it serves to remind us of exactly what we've got, that we should be so thankful for. And everybody has issues in their lives, everybody has problems, and I don't say this in any way to downplay what people have got going on in their lives. Everyone's problems are real and relevant, but I just hope that we can keep the focus on how good we've got it, and how blessed we are with what we've got in our lives. And I hope that going forward through Lammas season, we can continue to keep those things in mind, and to support each other and be here for each other, and to be the best people that we can be for each other. And on that note, I just want to say again a massive thank you to everybody who is a part of this channel and who are helping me to make this channel and to grow this community and this lovely little sense of unity that we've got. It's absolutely lovely. And if you are new here, I really hope that you've enjoyed what you've seen, and I really hope that you would consider please subscribing to my channel. I'd love to have you along on this journey. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. I hope that if you've got any Lammas celebrations, rituals, anything like that planned over the next few weeks, that you enjoy every second, and that you will join me again in my next video. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being here. Have a great week. Look after yourselves, look after each other. Lammas blessings to you all, and blessed be.